I'm going to show you how to take a silicone mold with this paintable acrylic sealer. It's like a silicone, and fill your mold with that, and then it's flexible enough to put on a curved object or anything. It just takes a long time to dry, but without further ado, I'm just going to start and put a little bit of silicone into my mold. And then I'm just going to use a silicone rubber to just press this into the mold. Just make sure you press it down deep everywhere. So I'm now just going to leave this until it's dry, and then I will come back and I'll take it out of the mold and show you. I'm also going to fill up this little small squirrel, and then you can just have a look and see if it's going to work for you. Oh, I just got a cat here in between there, but it's okay. So I'm just going to leave it until it's dry, and then I'll take them out and I will show you. Okay, this is dried. You remember it's the silicone. This is dried, and you can see this one I took out a few days ago, and it can go nicely around an object. If you need to do something around anything, you can see you can actually mold it to any object. That's what I like about this. This one was still a little bit wet, but if you do this, I think it depends on which type you are using, because this one almost took 7 days to dry. I haven't got the patience for that. That's why I use my glue gun or my air dry clay. But I just want to take this one out that you can see. I don't know if you can see there's a lot of texture, and it really does capture all the grooves and stuff very nicely. So if you haven't got anything else, you can use this, and I will use some of this if I want to mold it around an object. You can just trim that away with your scissor or break it off with your nail or whatever works for you. And you can also see it cleans up pretty nice from your mold, so you don't need to worry that it's maybe gonna damage your mold. If you're not sure, then I would suggest that you just maybe take a little bit and put it at the back of your mold and let it dry and see what it does. We don't want to destroy our molds because they are expensive. And yeah, you can see you can easily clean it and take it away and whatever. But I'm just going to paint these two just to show you how easily they paint as well. And then I will do something with it, but I'm not sure what yet. I'm just going to paint them black. Sorry for the mess on the brush. I was too lazy to take paint out, so I just went in with my brush. I'm just going to paint it black, and then I'm going to put a little bit of brown over it and maybe highlight it with a little bit of gold. I'm not going to worry too much. I just want to show you how easily they paint. So if you want to paint them before you put them down on something, on a surface, you can do that, or you can stick them down with your glue and then paint them. It doesn't really matter. I just want to make sure I go in everywhere. This one is a bit thicker, so it's actually easier to pick it up and paint it. You can wear gloves for this. I'm just using craft paint. I think it's Heritage craft paint. So I'm not just gonna quickly let them to dry, and then I'll come back and do something on them. Okay, I'm gonna mix my brown with a little bit of my beige, because I don't want it to get too dark. So I'm just gonna dry brush over this. And what I mean with dry brush, you pick it up on one side or the flat side of the brush, like this, and then you just lay your paintbrush flat on top of the area that you want to paint, and you just slightly drag it across, and then you can see it gives you all those nice little dark areas and light areas, and also almost like a shadow, you know, that you can see on the other underneath part. So I'm just gonna do this, and then I'm gonna highlight them. So you can see I'm just slightly touching the area. I haven't got too much paint on my brush, and you can rather have a light touch and build it up if you want it to cover more area, but it's hard to get it back when you first filled up all these areas with paint. So just a light touch, and if you see the need to highlight a little bit more, like maybe you want to highlight this little fellow and maybe his face a little bit more, then you can take a little bit more lighter paint and go over certain areas that's standing out a little bit. I don't worry about that too much, because that's why I use my gold that I put on top of this. But let me just show you for the nearest parts to you. You can highlight like the wing and the head maybe, and a little bit on the tail, and maybe a little bit on the beak. So that's all that I want to do on them. As I said, if you do this, it's maybe not necessary for the gold. So there they are. I hope you can see this clearly. And you can see all the parts underneath that's like in a valley. They are all dark, and the top parts I highlighted with my brown and my beige. So if this dries on top of this, it's just as good as if you've painted your air dry clay almost or something. Just remember, this is a paintable sealant, a paintable silicone sealant. I don't know about the other ones, I haven't tried them. I just know this is a paintable sealant, and it's already white. So if you use one that's more transparent, I would first put a coat of white gesso or something over it before I attempt to paint it. Well, if you paint it black underneath like I did, then it's not necessary, then you can just paint it black. But if you want to put light colors on and you don't want to put the black first on like I did, then I would suggest to paint it white and then paint it. But I hope you enjoyed it, and you can see you can maybe make yourself something now on a tin lid, or on maybe on a wooden blank or something, and it can look very nice. So that's all I'm going to show you today, is how to use your silicone. And I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you next time.